guys doing today? So let's get into solo cam. Ba-doop. So this is a game I played my Fletcher yesterday? Actually, maybe earlier today. Anyways, this ended up being actually a pretty good game in my opinion. I don't get massive amounts of damage in the Fletcher. I don't think I don't break 100k very often, but this one I actually did pretty good. Better than my average. You also get to see it's a tier 9, well essentially it's tier 8 matchmaking with 4 tier 9s thrown in. So it's a good game for me. Bismarck, the Scharnhorst really are the only two ships I don't have to worry about, or do have to worry about. That Kagero, I don't have a gunboat DD. The Mahan's not a huge threat to me. I can take him out pretty easily. So it's looking like it'll be a good game. I decide, hey, I've spawned C, so usually in my Fletcher I try and rush a cap and either stall the enemy cap if they beat me to it, or cap it myself if they end up deciding not to go for it. So first target's the Pensa, way outside my range, about 2k or so. So I'm like, well, we'll just sit here. And actually, I'm unsure. I think I'd finally gotten the range upgrade on here that puts me out to 12k. Before that, I hadn't really done much for the range upgrade on this. I'd not gone with it because I'm like an additional 1.1 kilometers, not a huge thing. So I'm like, oh well. So I think right here I decide, hey, I'm gonna take a shot. And then I'm like, that's a good way. One, it's a good way to test to see if there's a destroyer nearby within 10k. And then two, if I get a hit or two on him, do some damage, maybe start a fire and such. So I know there's that destroyer. I don't know where he's at. He was nearby. He was close enough. I had capped already, and it looks like he literally got into the cap right as I finished it. And so we know we've got him in C. We don't know where he's at, so we'll have to figure that out here in a bit. Right there you see I fired my first shot. I actually thought he was kind of going away or something, but he's like hugging the mountain. So right here I'm like, oh, I'll take a couple more shots, see if I can hit him with those. So I still don't know where this destroyer's at yet. Hopefully that spotter plane will find him, but I don't think he does. I don't think he will. So got our Pensa here. He's not doing a whole lot. Not a huge threat to me. He's more focused on that shores over there. So I'm like, well, let's see if we can get him with a set of torps. He seems to be heading somewhat straight path, roughly on target. So let's see if we can get him with a torp or so. I'm like, oh, hey. So now we know we've got our Fubuki. Or no, the Kagero's in here. Because the Kagero's the 2x4. So I'm like, alright. So we know what DD's here. Just gotta find him. And our shores got detonated. He was low health anyways, but he still got detonated. So I'm a bit more confident here. I know the Kagero's launched his torp, so he's got a little bit of a reload, so I can sit in the smoke confidently and just pepper off at the destroyer, or the Pensa. Knowing that the Kagero can't launch torps to do anything about me at the moment, so I'm alright. So we'll just launch some shots at this Pensa. We get a fire right as he disappears around the mountain, but sadly someone else gets the kill. I do not on that one. And oh looky, we found our Kagero. So we'll light him up, sets him on fire, first one, he's forced to repair it. He's like, oh, I'm gonna smoke up and hide. Alright, well I will launch torpedoes into your smoke. And looky there, there's his torpedoes. So lucky for me, I was able to dodge them, they weren't on target. But let's see if we get a hit here. One thing I love doing is torpedoing into a destroyer's smoke, hoping they're sitting there, because I know I do it, and you shouldn't, especially if you know destroyers as close as I was. But I do it, hope they're sitting in there, and hope I hit them. But this Kagero is not a dummy. He pieced out the instant he wasn't spotted. Oh, and look at that. Engine's dead. Didn't see what the other in-cap was, but he is not able to repair that immediately. There you go. He had enough time for his repair to come up, but he beaches himself. And it looks like this could be the end. If I can get some accurate shots on him, do some damage. Looks like we've got a friend coming in, helping us out. Got another fire. No, he can't repair that one. I don't know why he's not shooting at me, but that's okay. I'll just sit here and not take any damage while I kill him. So right here, I'm not targeting the Donskoy in the game. I don't believe I was. I was targeting the North Carolina here. Trying to figure out where he was going and such. So that's just a bug on the replay. But I guarantee you, I was targeting that North Carolina. Showed him going pretty slow. Figured, hey, if he decides he wants to back up, I'll launch a set of torps each side just to catch him off guard. But we've got the cap right now. We're doing alright. Our team's up by a ship. We are stuck on the cap on A. It looks like they're fighting it out down there, but we've got B and C. So right now, we've got the point income. And that's really all that matters. At the moment, we're pretty set up. We got our Hipper, Turpitz, and Rune are all up here. We have their North Carolina and Scharnhorst, and then who else was up here? Forget. I think it was the Mogami is right over there. But that's really all we have to worry about. And right here, I'm like, ooh, I think I'm gonna miss him. He decided to turn away, sadly. But we'll see what we got. And I'm like, well, I'll move out here. I'll go support these guys, try and torp them from invisibility, keep them spotted. Not much else I can do at the moment. We're holding the caps pretty well. B is ours at the moment, though we don't have any friendlies down there. Actually, we do. Yeah, that's a friendly destroyer in B. A is still being fought over. Looks like we are down one ship in A, but hopefully it's not too much that it's going to deter us there. So I'm just gonna kind of sit up here, torpedo these guys, see what we can do. The one huge thing that's come with the new German battleships is that they've got that hydro, and so they can see those torpedoes coming from a mile away if they've got it active, and makes it more difficult to at least torpedo the German line of battleships. But yeah, it's not so bad. So right here, I have no use for my smoke. These two guys aren't a huge threat, so I'm like, hey, I'll pop smoke and let these guys know to hide behind it and shoot. And hopefully the Hipper does. Like, I'm like, hey, use my smoke. See me type it out here in a second. Yeah, there you go. I'm like, hey, shoot from behind my smoke if you can. Stay hidden. I'll spot them. You guys just keep your health up. And you get... I believe the Hipper was like, yeah, I'll do that, but I don't think he ends up doing it. Sadly, no one's really in a position to take advantage of it, so I essentially just wasted that smoke. Oh well, it happens. So right now we're looking at... I want to torp this North Carolina. He doesn't have the hydro protection. I don't know if he has a plane or not. I haven't seen it. There's the Donskoy. He's recapping C. I'm not too worried about it just yet. We've got a decent point advantage, almost 300. We're only down by a ship, so I'm like, hey, let's get this battleship off the map. And... oh, hey. Was that just... I think I just random dropped at the Donskoy. I don't remember why I did it. Maybe just to see if I could hit him or not, but yeah. So I'm like, hey, let's go after this North Carolina, see what we hit. And I was gonna torpedo him, and then you see right here, that indicator's moving. So he's turning, so I'm like, hey, let's check and see where he's turning. Well, it looks like he might have finally stopped. So I'm like, alright, well, let's send torpedoes out finally. Hopefully these hit, he doesn't turn or anything. Get as close as I dare get without getting in spotting range, which is 6-4. And hopefully hit him with some torpedoes. But if you look at the map there, you can actually see he is slightly turning. Not a whole lot. Not enough that he's gonna dodge everything, but enough that he's not gonna take all 5. But not enough of a dodge to dodge them all, sadly. And we get 2 hits, 26,000, almost 27k. It's not bad for a torpedo. 2 torpedoes. I don't know what the North Carolina's belt protection is. I've not personally checked into it. I played the ship, but I just don't know what it is. So I'm like, we'll send him a widespread, see if he dodges any of it, and then we will try and see if we can do anything about these guys in sea. I'm like, I've still got a couple seconds before this torpedo reloads up. See what we can do, and right there, he turns and he actually dodges. No, he takes the torpedo, my bad. And this one's a good one because he already used his repair to stop the flooding of the original torpedoes. And it's at about this point that I'm like, he's dead. There's no way he's gonna heal up. I'm like, he used his heal earlier, we saw him use that. He used his repair on my last torpedo volley, so he's gonna flood out. I'm like, don't care. Not a huge deal, but I'm still watching him, just in case. Can't leave him just to survive if he does. So, we'll launch this torpedo set real quick, and then we'll watch this North Carolina. And what is that? He is healing up. Look at that, his heal's actually back up, so I'm like, screw this. Screw this, you're dying. So I try and, right there. I check to see how fast he's moving, because I don't want to waste these shots. I only have a small amount of time to get him for that. And you see, kill him with the guns. Good. And now we start taking shots from the secondaries on the Scharnhorst. And that torpedo spread right there could have been bad if the Tirpitz was a little bit closer. I didn't even see him until after I launched, so it was bad on my part. But so we launched at the Scharnhorst, and looky there. Get him with 2 of our torpedoes, finally. Not a bad spread. So, and then you've got our Tirpitz here. He's helping fight it out. We're trying to get this Scharnhorst down, get him out of here so we can recap B. Because they now have the cap advantage. They still don't have the points. We're still up by almost 400 points. But they have the cap advantage. And so I'm like, well, guns aren't facing me. Let's shoot him. Secondaries might be able to engage me, but I don't know what the Scharnhorst secondary range is. Looks like it's low though. But let's shoot him. Let's try and help out. And there you go. He is now dead, and we are now safe to cap. I was actually gonna try and help out this rune here. I was gonna head up there and smoke him, and then I'm like, no. He's like, damn it. Oh, and if you see, the Scharnhorst actually got torpedoes off and killed our Tirpitz back there. So, currently, it's only me and the Hipper that are left up top. And our points lead has dropped to almost a little over 200 points. Not a whole lot. So, at this point, I'm actually looking at these guys. I'm not even paying attention to the fact that I'm recapping it. At the end of the game, I looked and I had two captures, and I was like, how the hell did I get that? I completely forgot that they had taken C and I was capping it here. So, we launched the Mogami and the Bismarck. We'll see if we hit anything, but I also want to hit this Colorado. Looks like he's heading in a generally straight line, so I'll launch it straight on it. He's a tier 7. My torpedoes, even if I hit 1 or 2, should do a huge chunk of his health. So I want to get him down, take him out, and also work on getting out the Smogami. Now, I'm watching these go in, and I do hit... No, I miss it, sorry. I did miss, sadly. I think it was a wide spread. If I'd tight spread that, it might have had a chance to hit him. So we're down to about 4.5 minutes left. I'm like, shit, that Colorado, he sped up. I'm gonna miss my torpedoes. Nothing's gonna hit. So I'm like, well, he's behind an island. There's the Mogami, and ooh, he hit us a Colorado. So I start firing on this Mogami. Trying to get a fire, trying to help out our hipper up here, help him out and take him down. And there we go, first fire. So we want to get him burning, get him down, pop my smoke, using the hipper's spotting to my advantage. Oh, and there we go, second fire. We're trying to just burn him down. Help this hipper out, keep our hipper alive long enough that we can kill this Mogami, get him out of here, take care of him. And there you go, Confederate, which isn't too bad. I didn't think I'd actually done that much to that many ships to get Confederate. So I was like, that's okay. You see he's killed our hipper. I got an incap on him, don't know what it was, but we're gonna take out this Colorado. We need to get the kill. So I decide, hey, I'm gonna open up with guns. No, yes, no? Sorry, I forget. I've slept since I recorded this, or played it. Oh, and there's the high caliber. That is from Flood and Fire. So I'm like, yeah, we'll leave the Colorado. Let's go hit this Mogami. And I'm like, ooh, easy kill. Easy kill. So I start shooting on him. Start shooting at him. I'm like, hey, he shouldn't be an issue. 297. Yeah, he should be a quick kill. I should be able to survive this. Like, yeah, this should be easy. Super, super easy. Unless he maneuvers and outplays me. No, that can't happen. He's a cruiser. He's a big target. There's no way he can outplay me. Should be the easiest kill of them all. Or I'll die. And right there, it's RIP. And Mogami, less than 2,000 health, outplays me at 15k. He gets the kill. I get the kill as well, though. So, took him out, but I am now dead and cannot support my team. Which is what I wanted to do. I wanted to kind of help out, get this Mogami down, be like, hey, I can come help out down. And then he's like, you see the Mogami in chat, he's like, lucky bastard. And I just give him a smiley face. Knowing that he is right. He is right. The amount of 0 damage hits I did on him to actually kill him at the end. Yeah, I did get lucky, but... See me telling the Scharnhorst here in chat, run, don't. Come on, give me free cam. There we go. See the Scharnhorst here in chat, or I tell him in chat, hey, run. We've got the points. You've got a minute 13 left. There's no way they can catch up, even with 2 caps. Just run, don't broadside like you are. But he's not paying attention. But, lucky for us, their Bismarck isn't such a great shot. So I'm like, we may have a chance. They're only gaining, what, 3 points every 4 seconds, I think it is. Or 3 points every 5 seconds. So, there's no way with time that they will beat us. I'm like, good, we have a chance. And then I'm like, hey, see that Mahan back there? Shoot him. And actually, I didn't see the Mahan in time. He saw him before I did. And so when I yelled, "Hey, kill the Mahan" at him, he'd already shot at him. He'd seen him, everything, and he was shooting at him already. So luckily for us, though, this will be a win. And this was my daily win. Not a bad game. So let's go check out those ending screens. Alright, ladies and gents, so here's the ending screen. Not bad. Almost 590,000 credits, almost 14,500 experience, really good. The Confederate, the high caliber, did pretty well, 144 hits, all this stuff. That's probably one of my best games. You're looking at this 3,100 base experience, almost 32, nearly close to double second place on my team, which is really good for me. You're looking at about 60,000 damage on this North Carolina. 81k with torpedoes and 52k fires and floods. That's huge for me personally. I'm not much of a fire flood guy, and torpedoes, I miss them a lot. I'm still learning them. And then not bad on this experience and credits, so pretty good. Alright, well hey there guys and girls, so I'm gonna give you just a quick look through everything on my Fletcher, modules, upgrades, all that fun stuff, and just kind of explain my reasoning behind them. So, and yes, I just recently researched the gearing, so I'm not gonna buy it yet, but I run premium on everything except for the engine boost. I've not used all these and needed the fourth one before, so that's okay. Upgrades. Of course, you want to run main armament 1. That torpedo, minus 20% to incap on all of those. The survivability, the repair time, all that's just fantastic for this ship. Like, that's the, hands down, the only upgrade you should put in that first slot. Now, second slot, I've got the plus 20% to the traverse speed torpedoes for the aiming systems mod 1. The dispersion. Main battery, that's gonna hurt you in my opinion more than it really isn't gonna help you. So, and then there's no point to the AA. You're not gonna worry about that. Third one, of course, torpedo mod 1 or torpedo tube mod 3. This is actually amazing. It cuts down your reload time by 15%. Yes, it increases your chance of them becoming incapped, but if you play it right, it's not gonna hurt you a whole lot. So that 15% reduction in the reload, my reload is down to 81 seconds with Captain Perks and this mod and everything. So, fourth one, I run damage control. You don't really need to run steering or propulsion if you have which one is it? And one the Captain Perks. Last Stand, I believe it is. So there's really no point to run either of those. I have propulsion here, and that's actually gotten me out of a lot of trouble. Torpedoes sitting in smoke, and I see them, and I've actually been able to accelerate either forward or reverse and get away. I don't find that the steering gear is going to help me a whole lot, in my opinion. And then the damage control, if you're on fire and you don't have your repair, either your repair will be up fast enough that it's not going to hurt you, or you're going to die from the fire. So this is a waste. I honestly think propulsion mod should be the one you're running in the Fletcher. And then finally, I'm running concealment because this is pointless to me. The spotting range doesn't really help, or the acquisition. The range of torpedoes might, but I honestly, I think concealment works better here because it gets my concealment down to 6.4 kilometers. If you look over here, 6.4 by sea, 3.6 by air. So that's fantastic. Now, with running that concealment mod, I'm going to explain why I'm not running concealment here. I have a 15-point captain, but I'm not running concealment expert. I'm running basic firing training. Makes sense. Minus 10% to the reload time of my guns, which is fantastic. Ship survivability, so minus 15% to the time of repair, and that's amazing. When I don't want to burn a repair on my engine or my steering because I have Last Stand, this just cuts down that time that I have to wait before it's back up in full. Running Last Stand, I'm running torpedo armament. That's another minus 10% to my reload, and minus 20%. No, they're minus 10% to reload. I almost read you off a torpedo bomber spec. I'm also running expert marksman. It doesn't give my torpedo or my guns much faster traverse. I think it goes from like 5.3 to 4.8. 4.8? 4.9. I think it goes from like 5.3 to 4.9, so it's not huge. I'm actually trying to decide if I want to run expert marksman or if I want to run fire prevention. This would help for those few fires that I do get that I can't repair, or help when I don't have my repair to reduce that chance of fire. So I'm not 100% sure if I want to stick with expert marksman or if I want to run fire prevention. We'll figure that one out. Superintendent, of course, you need that. That smoke is the huge thing. I don't think there's many games I go through in my Fletcher that I don't use at least 3 smokes, unless I die like super early. And then for last tier 4, I'm running demo expert. That plus 3% to chance of fire is amazing. Now, you could also argue AFT might work as well, plus 20% to my firing range. But then you've got a nice, very nice firing range. I don't know, it's 12.9 now. It'd knock it up to almost 14, I think. But just the shell arcs at that range, the lead would have to be stupid unless it's a battleship or something. So personally, I think Demo Expert probably is the one that I'm gonna stick with here. There's no point in running survivability. Unless you really want to, like you don't care, but whatever. Manual fire for AA and then aircraft, none of those work. And so I'm not running concealment because it only drops me to 5.8 of 6.4. And I know that's a little over half a kilometer. It could make a difference, but honestly I feel like having these first 2 tiers of perks, captain perks, is better than spending 5 points for half a kilometer concealment. So, but that is it. That's what I'm running on my Fletcher, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video.